Again, love. What a subject. I mean, everybody is looking for love, for connection, for just that feeling of acceptance. I mean, you've got those silly bachelorette shows, and, I'll save everybody from that mess. But we're all looking for some kind of love, some kind of acceptance, some way to connect. And we may say that we don't need anybody. I have said, I don't need nobody. We may try to convince ourselves that, we're not even capable of love or even being loved. I don't consider myself a sappy person at all. In fact, my husband is the sap in our family. And I will try to be right. I will try to be sappy because I know it makes him happy. But seriously, you can ask him. He's like, babe, you look so good today. And I'm like, tonight he was like, oh my God, you look so cute. And I'm like, I'm 90s grunge. I don't know what you're thinking. Anyway, but I really don't. I don't consider myself a sappy person. I would rather watch an action flick. I would rather watch a thriller, suspense movie, something like that. In fact, true hand to Bible, my idea of a true love story are the Rocky movies. Seriously. That was a love to last a lifetime. They worked through all their problems together, and they could be tough about it. I hate The Notebook. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I do. I hate it. I'm not a rom-com person. I think the fact that in The Notebook that what's-her-face kept those two guys going on for so long was rude and unacceptable. Make a decision. I just don't. I don't like it. But like the song says, looking for love in all the wrong places, looking for love in too many faces, we forget or we ignore how to find a real love. And we forget where love begins, and we forget how to be love because we're looking in so many different ways and seeing so much in the world that we think resembles love. If you watched the Grammys a few weeks ago, I'm not talking about that. But if you watch the Grammys, there were phrases that were going on that were phrases like, music is what brings us together. It's like the Princess Bride. Music is what brings us together today. Sorry. Squirrel. But you heard phrases like, music is where we find acceptance. Music speaks to our souls and connects us in a way that words just cannot. Now, I have a background in music. I went to school for music, so I can tell you that I do believe that. I also believe that that's why it's important to be grounded in knowing how to find real love, so everything else is just background noise. There's songs that we sing like we're the performer and the car is our stage. Or maybe that's just me. Go on a road trip with us, cover your ears, or be ready to shout it out. I don't know, because the whole stage, that whole car is a stage, and we are having a concert. But still, songs throughout the years have spoken on love and acceptance, and regardless of the meaning behind those songs, we allow it into our minds, and sometimes our behaviors too. So I'm going to give you some songs. Feel free to finish the lyrics if you know them. Okay? Love the one you're with. If you can't be with the one you love, honey, love the one you're with. That's nice. Going back to my 80s, my big hair, and yes, all things Bon Jovi. You give love a bad name. Shot through the heart, and you're to blame. You give love a bad name. I play my part, you play your game. Honey, you give love a bad name. Anybody need some REM in their life? This, the one I love. This one goes out to the one I love. This one goes out to the one I left behind. A simple prop to occupy my time. because that's what I want to be, a prop. Is that a trophy wife? I don't know. And this one, I am going to say I've been known to karaoke the heck out of this one in my car and on a stage. No, Melissa Etheridge. I'm the only one. But I'm the only one who will walk across the fire for you, and I'm the only one who will drown in my desire for you. It's only fear that makes you run, the demons that you're hiding from. When all your promises are gone, I'm the only one. Bruno Mars. I love me some Bruno Mars. This is not Uptown Funk. This is Marry You. This is fun. It's a beautiful night. We're looking for something dumb to do. Hey, baby, I think I want to marry you. That's how Adam proposed. No, I'm just kidding. Is it the look in your eyes or is it the dancing juice? That's a new phrase. Who cares, baby? I think I want to marry you. If we wake up and you want to break up, that's cool. No, I won't blame you. It was fun, girl. I know, my little Bruno. Come on, buddy. Percy Sledge, Michael Bolton, whatever era you're in, When a Man Loves a Woman. Do you know that this has nothing to do with vulnerability in a relationship? This song is about a bitter man who is just upset about a girl he loved who dumped him. Thinking about how foolish he is. All right, my country music fans. Good old Morgan Wallen and his whiskey glasses. Pour me another drink, because I don't want to feel a thing. Nah. I just want to sit till the pain wears off. My buddy Uncle Cracker and Follow Me. You know, it was only about 5 years ago that I realized that this is not a song about a person. I'm singing Follow Me, everything is all right. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night. And if you want to leave, I can guarantee you won't find nobody else like me. Okay, this is yet another one that the car is cranked up. I'm embarrassed to say. My friend Eminem and my girl Rihanna who just sang. And it does not stop me from belting out Rihanna's part. I am not even going to sing one lyric of that because you all know how toxic that song is. I love the way you lie. I'm not kidding. Just gonna stand there. Okay, I'm just kidding. But see, we sing these songs, we love that jam, we love that tune, and we're taking things in, and we don't even realize it. And a lot of times these songs are what cripple us in having a good, solid relationship and knowing that love and what that love is and what real love is all about. In the book, or movie if you prefer, The Perks of Being a Wallflower. I don't know if you all have seen that, but there is a quote in that movie that has really just stuck with me, and I just love it. And the quote is, "We accept the love we think we deserve." Yeah. You know, there have been times I know this to be true in my life because I have been in some pretty bad relationships that are obvious that it was at a time that I just did not love myself. We may numb ourselves with substances because we're hurting, we're pretending we're not hurting, or we're trying to fill a void. We may use our bodies as a way of thinking we need to be desirable to get attention or affection or love or acceptance. We may stay in relationships that we know good and well aren't good for us, but we think that's as good as it's going to get, or we've invested too much time, or thinking that things will change, even though we do nothing to make those changes. We may continue to think love is a game or a battlefield. I forgot that one. We may think love is a game because we make love harder than it is, or we think it's nothing but a mind game. So what if I told you guys that you deserve a love bigger and higher than you could ever imagine? I'm going to tell you guys, you deserve a love bigger and higher than you could ever imagine. Amen. And it's right under your nose. It's not the microphone, but it's right under your nose. And that once you realize that love, you have the guidelines for finding love in all the right places. It's just like that song that we just sang, all about love. So we learned in steps 1 and steps 2 of recovery that we can't, but God can, right? God sent his son Jesus to the earth to extend grace and love and acceptance to us, right? We love because he first loved us. That's 1 John 4:19. We love because he first loved us. We are broken and we're battered. We think we've done too much to ever feel love again. God removes those feelings and turns love into what it truly is, an action. We get so caught up in the feelings of love, we forget that love is an action. And once we accept that love and we begin to realize that the things we used to do to define love or even to mask love, when we change that, we start to see love in a different way. So how do we find love in all the right places? Because love can make a difference in the world, right? I mean, more songs. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. We have all these books on relationships. We've got the Love Dare. We've got, Adam and I have talked about marriage in groups before. We've got the love languages. You know, if anybody needs to know, I'm a words of affirmation person. So, you know, I may get embarrassed, but I soak in all the good things you want to speak into my life. But they're all focused, and there's a firm foundation in God in that love. No matter what we do, if it's not founded on God, it's just nothing. And with love, we don't necessarily need to question motives, especially our own, because our convictions are different, right? 1 Corinthians 13, and I'm going to pull it up in my handy-dandy Bible app, because all of a sudden I got Blue's Clues in a handy-dandy notebook. Sorry. So 1 Corinthians gives us a wealth of information about how to look for love and how to show love the right way. So I'm going to start in 1 Corinthians 13, 1 through 3, and I'm going to read from the Amplified version of the Bible because it's got lots of words and I like it. It explains things to me. If I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love for others, then I have become only a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal, just an annoying distraction. And if I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all the faith so that I can remove mountains, but do not have love reaching out to others, I am nothing. If I give all my possessions, let's try that, to feed the poor, and if I surrender my body to be burned, please don't surrender your body to be burned. I don't think you have to do that. But do not have love, it does me no good at all. So this is why relationships fail. We forget to center our actions in love. Regardless of the things we do, we can say, I did this, I do that. Why does this relationship not work? Why? And this is friends, family, spouses, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. These are all the relationships. I'm doing all these things, but it's not working out. Why? Because if they're self-centered or if they're without God's direction, it just won't work. So we learned that. So I'm going to go on to 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 8 in my handy-dandy notebook. All right, here we go. Love endures with patience and serenity. Love is kind and thoughtful, and it is not jealous or envious. Love does not brag and is not proud or arrogant. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not provoked. No, nor overly sensitive and easily angered. I don't like that in the morning. It does not take into account a wrong endured. It does not rejoice at injustice, but rejoices with the truth when right and truth prevail. Love bears all things, regardless of what comes, believes all things, looking for the best in each one, hopes all things, remaining steadfast through difficult times, endures all things without weakening. Love never fails. It never fades or ends. That is love in action. That is the essence of who God is. And we love because he first loved us. Because he is all of these attributes. You know, when I was younger, I think I've told you before, I grew up in church and youth groups and everything else. But when I was younger, the way to, everybody said, I was told once, I don't know, that instead of saying love, put Amy in there. Instead of love, put your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your whatever in there and see how that stacks up. I don't like that. Amy is kind. Amy is patient. Amy wakes up in the morning happy because her husband likes it. No, I'm just kidding. But that's how we look for love in all the right places. That's how you know a deserving love. Will we ever get all of those attributes right at all the same time? Oh, gosh, no, probably never. But the difference is knowing. The difference is having that as your standard to live by, being convicted when you aren't practicing these attributes, and being aware when that love is not being reciprocated. And I'm not talking about one day you wake up and you're like, so-and-so, you're not kind, you're not the one. I mean, we all make mistakes, but I'm saying this is a standard, this is a conviction to live by, right? So a funny thing, when Adam and I got married, we got married on the beach. It was a very small ceremony. Anybody who wanted to come could come. We weren't paying your way, but you can come. And, we had a little party afterwards and everything. But we decided, since it was a small and just a little intimate wedding, that we were going to write our own vows. It's pretty funny for somebody who's not a sap, right? Yeah. But I do love to write, and I do like words. So anyway, sorry, my sinuses, yeah. So here's what's so funny about that. We decided to write out our vows, and we did not let each other know what the other one was writing. Hand a Bible. We did not know what each other was writing, okay? So the vows went a little like this. Adam, I have always looked for a lasting relationship like the one my mom and dad have. One built on not only love, but honesty, values, trust, and communication. Blah, blah, blah. Little did I know, when I stopped looking, God would have you walk up behind me. You have always been to me the epitome of 1 Corinthians 13, for your love is always patient, kind, without envy or boastfulness. It isn't self-seeking or easily angered. You don't keep a record of wrongs. You always protect, trust, hope, and persevere. Because of you, our love will never fail. It's pretty good for a non-sap, huh? Yeah. Here are Adam's vows. I don't know why they're laughing. Yeah. Amy, I have known a lot of words in my life, like amazing, wonderful, caring, beautiful, faithful, kind, funny, but I've never known one person who fits all those words until now. Oh, it gets better. It gets better. I didn't even go. From now until the day I leave this earth, I promise to be kind and patient, to never envy or boast. I will never be rude or self-seeking, and will try my best to never be angered. I will keep no record of wrongdoing, and will only rejoice in the truth that is us. I vow to always protect you, always trust you, and always keep you above all of the others. He's so sweet. I say that to say, and again, I'm going to say, we had no idea what the other person was writing. We kept it a secret until the very end. And when we both finally stopped looking for love and acceptance and attention and affection in things or people that could not fill us, we began looking to God for what real love is and how real love is supposed to be. Again, we had no idea what the other person was writing. We were only going on what we knew love should be, how we should be treated, but most importantly, how we should act, because God first loved us. Now, this was many, many moons ago. Things have happened in marriages, as they always do. But we're still together because we still have that firm foundation of who love is, of what love is. And we know with that foundation and never giving up on God because he never gave up on us, we could make things work. I was just all into music with all this. Sorry. So I don't know if y'all know Macklemore. He recently relapsed, but he's on the road to recovery. And when somebody asked him what happened, because he was doing so well, he said that when COVID happened, he just let things slip, and he forgot to make recovery a priority. He stopped going to meetings, and then everything just hit him like a slap in the face. And he said that 2.5 years later, 2.5 years of recovery later, he's still working to rebuild trust, but he is back to remembering the importance of community and connection. I say this to say that when things happen, or even when nothing happens and life starts to get mundane and you get in a routine and we think things are fine, if we are not intentional in remembering what love is, or even more important, who love is, and keeping close our playbook, handy-dandy Bible app, of how to look for love in all the right places, we can fall back into old patterns and old routines before we even know it. We accept the love we think we deserve. There's that quote again. And I want you guys to really ask yourself if you're ready to realize that you deserve a love that no one or nothing can give or fill you like Jesus. Because if you're ready, everybody here is for you and with you. We had, Faith Promise does a Freedom Conference. And in this conference, it is the 12 steps on steroids, and it is the most amazing experience. However, it's extremely draining and exhausting because you really sink into things that have held you back from living a true life in freedom with God. And in one of those moments, they have a man and a woman come up on the stage because they're talking about relationships, because we got to free your mind. We got to free ourselves from even those bad relationships. And a woman and a man come up and they take turns and they apologize to you for all of the people you may never see again or that may have never apologized to you before. And if you will allow me, I am not going to have a big speech that they do, but I am going to say, I know that you are hurting because people have let you down, whether it be a parent, a friend, a loved one, a cousin, an uncle, somebody off the street. I don't know, but I know. Let me apologize to you for them if you never hear it, because I am sorry that you have ever been hurt. I am sorry that you have ever been betrayed. I am sorry that you have ever been abused. I am sorry that you've ever been raped. I am sorry that you've ever been abandoned. I'm sorry that you've ever been told ugly, negative, hateful things that you would never amount to anything. I am sorry for the person who told you you weren't worth their time. I'm sorry for all of those things. And most importantly, God knows. And God says you are worth it. God says that you are going to live a life of love because he loved you first. And there's a simple prayer that they have when everybody can go to the altar, and it's a soul ties prayer. And I have kept this close to me, and I want you all to think tonight to release those demons, to release those people who have that hold on you to make you think that you're not worth it because you are. And the prayer is, Father, in the mighty name of Jesus, I choose today to break and sever all ungodly soul ties with, insert any name you can think of there, and then leave it at the cross. I'm going to tell you again, we accept the love we think we deserve. It is time for you to live the love that you deserve.